So right now I'm at federal court where we are preparing for the closing of the Danziger Bridge trial. Deliberations begin today and the court will review the prosecution and defense from weeks of testimony. Prosecutors claim that 5 former and current police officers shot at unarmed civilians days after Hurricane Katrina, leaving 2 dead and 4 wounded. Defense attorneys argue that the police officers were just returning fire, believing that their lives were really in danger. I'll be giving you the latest updates here at federal court. There was a double murder today at La Quinta Inn around 2:30. When the sheriff's department arrived, they found a black man lying on the ground on the passenger side of an SUV and a black female in the driver's seat leaning over the center console. Both victims suffered from multiple gunshot wounds. They have not yet been identified, and La Quinta Inn is unsure if they are guests at the hotel. The crime scene has been cleared and the bodies have been taken for further investigation. The 11th annual Satchmo Festival kicks off today. The festival will take place at the Old U.S. Mint in downtown New Orleans. Honoring Louis Armstrong, there will be many performances by different jazz and brass bands. Also, educational and entertaining speakers will host different seminars throughout the weekend. And what's an event without some food and drinks from many different New Orleans restaurants? It's fun for all ages, so come out with your family and friends, enjoy the beautiful weather, and take advantage of all of the activities the Satchmo Fest has to offer. The Danziger Bridge was shut down today in order to give jury members a sense of what is alleged to happen during the Danziger Bridge shooting incident. 5 former and current police officers are on trial for allegedly shooting at unarmed civilians days after Hurricane Katrina, leaving 4 wounded and 2 dead.
5 weeks into the trial, Louisiana State Police and federal marshals closed down and patrolled the Danziger Bridge so jury members can trace the steps of the police and victims involved in the incident, which is important to the case, according to defense attorney Robert Jenkins.
All they have an opportunity to do what see and hear the video and listen to it, now to get an actual feel for what was happening on the bridge, to see the sights.
The jury walked from the east side to the west side of the bridge, noticing elements from the case, such as the concrete barrier civilians jumped over, attempting to avoid gunfire. Jury members even walked to the Friendly Inn at the foot of the bridge where Ronald Madison was shot and killed. The unannounced trip also had tight security.
There are safety reasons involved in terms of why you're not making this announcement until it's necessary. You know, you got to protect all the parties involved.
Jurors aren't allowed to discuss the case with the public or themselves until after closing arguments. Testimony in court will resume Wednesday.
I'm at Duncan Plaza where concerned New Orleanians have ended their march in unity with the Occupy Wall Street movement. The protest started at the Orleans Parish Prison at noon and ended at the Federal Reserve Bank. Participants are protesting a system controlled by corporate greed and corrupt politics. And those involved are people who believe they have been oppressed, marginalized, and ignored and wish to have their voices heard.
Following the march, participants established encampment at Duncan Plaza located near City Hall. Participants created and marched with homemade posters. This General Assembly has no leader or spokesperson, just a goal, as New Orleanian Winter Randall says.
Undefined goal of taking our government back, requiring corporations to be contributing members of society in a humane way, and making people realize that you might just be one person, but if you talk to somebody and they talk to somebody and take, all of a sudden there's 50 people and then there's 100 people, and that's really what we need to be doing right now.
All people are welcome to participate in Occupy NOLA, and those involved belong to different demographics, as New Orleanian Ian Hook says.
When you look out here, there's old people and young people and white people and black people and rich people and poor people and people with jobs and people without jobs. And I think that sends a really powerful message that this is not a single issue thing. This is an open forum. This is an experiment.
Those involved are not sure how much time it will take for their protest to be recognized, but will not stop until change takes place.